What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Lingo News. We have two of the brightest UFC minds in the world here, all right? Ikram Kana, Jeff Wall on my side. And listen, yesterday was one of those days in the UFC. It was absolutely amazing to see the fight between Weili, Zhang, and Joanna.
And it was absolutely shit to see Yoel Romero and Nancy Artis on.
Yes, yeah, we'll get to that in another video. But the ladies first. It is easily, by the way, I'll just throw this out as an opener. This was easily the greatest women's fight in the UFC, right?
Without question.
Okay.
I think it was one of the greatest, but I wouldn't say it's the greatest.
Okay, so what was the other one?
Amanda Nunes versus Cyborg.
But that was just like 45 seconds.
I know, but no one expected that.
I think that was one of the greatest moments. I think that was.
Yeah.
I remember in MMA history.
It wasn't that long
because it wasn't much. It wasn't a fight.
I know, but I don't like when people say that. It just has to be 5 rounds for it to be a great fight.
I think it's got to be at least 2 though, man. At least 2.
I don't know.
It's got to be somebody with a back and forth.
That was that moment where everybody thought that Cyborg was unbeatable.
Yeah.
Right. Amanda Nunes came out and she did the unthinkable. Right? She knocked her out in fucking 45 seconds?
Yeah. Face planted her.
Dude, she face planted a girl that's never been even barely knocked down.
Okay, so what made that specifically, other than the 45-second knockout just right on her ass, what made that the great fight for you?
What made that the great fight for me is the fact that
Hematoma, whatever it's called,
it looked
Joanna's face.
It looked amazing, and it was a good back and forth, and it was pretty even and everything. It was a good fight.
Yeah.
But that fight with Amanda Nunes and Cyborg, that just blew my mind, man.
Right.
I remember to this day, Ronald was doing backflips. Our boy over here.
You're right.
Because dude, I'm telling you, man. That was something that was so unexpected. Cyborg is used to just pummeling through every one of her opponents. Right?
Okay.
And she got her ass bodied.
So, Jeff, give me the argument for why this was the greatest.
For me, man, it's all about, coming in here. It's the expectation that we set for these two. And for me, it's so incredibly intense, I personally love Joanna Violence, my girl, Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Man, this was pretty much her last shot.
Right.
Getting knocked out by Rose, then getting beat by Rose in the rematch, then getting the floor mopped with her by Valentina Shevchenko. This to me was her last shot. This was her moment, and you could feel that. You could feel that every time she was. Every moment, as the fight started to escalate, as it moved on, there was a tensity in there, and then even as she was starting to feel like she was winning, she was smiling, she was happy, she felt you could see her face yes, I'm winning my title back, right? Even as close as it was, and that was the other beautiful part about it. It was just so close. These two were willing to exchange, which is not something you're going to always see. People aren't always willing to exchange MMA.
They went back and forth.
You can see the main card as an example of people that are not willing to exchange.
These shots hurt, right? It's usually give and take. No, these two were willing to bang it out in the pocket. And, it was a little bit unexpected too because Joanna at times had looked a little bit more gun shy. She wasn't really willing to not that she lost the will to fight, but she was really willing to give it her all. And you could see the shots that Weili Zhang, she was trapping her with some amazing shots, really rattling her.
So I'm not gonna lie, Weili Zhang is one of the most powerful women fighters,
and that's what makes it so great too. And then if you go into a fight looking as beautiful as Joanna Jedrzejczyk does, and then coming out looking like a Klingon, I think that alone, the willingness to get your face battered in, what a warrior.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because she got her face literally transformed throughout the 5 rounds of that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the worst.
Disfigurations I've ever seen.
Because it was on the face. I remember. Okay, for example, I'll give you a Bellator fight between Rory McDonald and Douglas Lima, where he got a hematoma to his leg. Right. That was insane.
Oh,
but
to the face is different.
The face is
in
different.
The forehead.
Her whole face looked different. She looked like E.T. is ready to go home.
Yeah.
I swear to God, man.
So it went 5 rounds. There was no knockout. There were a lot of
I think
beautiful strikes.
The rounds were close.
They were close.
They were very
close. I'm gonna ask you guys now this. Was it controversial? Should have Joanna won?
No.
Why?
I think that Weili was still pressing forward a little bit more, and she was landing a lot more diverse strikes and more significant strikes. Joanna was landing a lot more leg strikes, right? And she was doing really good with that. But she wasn't getting anything else.
I feel like she got a good amount off of Weili, because Weili had that cutter in her eye, right? And that was really getting
Yeah, but Joanna looked like a Klingon.
Yeah.
That definitely affects it. But I think Joanna did land a lot of hard strikes, and that was the other thing that surprised me too. Joanna's really not known as a power striker at all. She's more of a volume girl, and she really showed that as well. I think she landed a lot of head strikes. I think that Zhang, what impressed me most about her was that she kept staying. It looked like she was starting to fade.
Yeah, I honestly thought she was gonna lose by the 4th or 5th round, because she looked like
she kept coming.
But she put some resilience in herself that I was really surprised by, and that's what a champion is.
And I think she proved to everybody that she's a legitimate champion. With
exactly.
Do you think that the judges, like the perception of the judges based off the hematoma, whatever it's called, hematoma, and the cut on the eye, like obviously that looks worse. Joanna looked way worse. Do you think that changes how they judge the round? They're like, oh man, she's getting beat up.
No, 100% no, because I know way more fighters that have won the fight looking way worse than the people that have lost.
Agreed?
I'm gonna disagree a little bit, just because I never know what judges are looking at. Okay. I think the perception has changed. There's no longer the whole you get one takedown to win the whole round, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think we see that kind of thing anymore. But I do think sometimes, especially in closer fights, people will look to something that differentiates the two. And I guess I could see, I would never do it myself, but I can see how someone would say, this person looks deformed, and say
I know
the damage was clear. The damage was...
Because I'm not going to lie, at the same time, I sort of thought that Weili was losing the fight when I was watching it.
That's what I felt. Like when
I was watching it live, I didn't see the stats or anything like that. I sort of thought she was losing it.
I thought for the first couple of rounds,
I thought Joanna was touching her up and sliding out of all the attacks that Weili was doing.
Yeah. Weili mostly landed the bigger, harder strikes, but I thought they were a bit fewer and further between.
Yeah, it's power over quantity. That's what I felt like it was.
Yeah.
So do you think this is the end of the road for Joanna, like in terms of a title fight?
It's sort of the same thing as Yoel, where she's gotten so much title fights and she's been like, okay, but Yoel has never been a champion.
Yeah.
Joanna has been a champion, right? Well, I don't think she's going to get a title fight anytime soon, but because she is younger, she's definitely going to get one in the future if she still stays on the top. And I think she will stay on the top because she's shown that caliber of still being on the top.
Okay, all right. How about you?
I personally hope she is.
Yeah.
But I think even though she's a little bit younger, I think she's got a lot of miles on her, especially for being a Muay Thai fighter. We were fighting sometimes every other week.
Yeah.
I think that takes a toll on you. I think the losses and the heartbreak might take a toll on her as well. Constantly being down. I want to say because this fight was so close and these two divisions that she's going to be competing in are very new, I think that she'd get maybe one more.
So we'll go quickly to Weili Zhang. Where does this move her in terms of ranking of women fighters all time in the UFC?
I think she's still...
I think she's in the top 5, but she's not definitely in the top 3.
Is top 5 a hot take?
Top 5, I think so, because there's not that many women fighters.
So, okay, we got Cyborg, Amanda Nunes.
I'll give you my ranking right now.
Okay.
Cyborg... number 1, Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Cyborg.
Yep.
Rousey. I would actually go Jedrzejczyk, then Shevchenko. So I can't put Weili Zhang in there because Shevchenko to me.
Same thing with you. Not in the top 5.
Just because Shevchenko's been there a bit longer.
Okay.
Honestly, I could say that again. I take that back. I think she'd be the one right after that.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
So she'd be 6 right now.
Yes.
What does she need to do? What is Weili?
She needs a few more wins under her belt.
Okay.
I think
she's done a big couple of wins, like Rosa Nunes and now Joanna. That's a big win.
What's next for her?
I think if when Tatiana Suarez when she gets healthy, I think Tatiana Suarez is the biggest beast I've ever seen
oh my god, she's an absolute killer. She's undefeated scary. And she's...
So I guess that's the next...
If she can dominate her...
She's like the Khabib of the women's division.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got you.
Absolutely.
I got you. Well guys, listen, UFC 248 was amazing. Check back for our next video, which is talking about Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero. There was a lot of controversy when it came to that video. And we'll be back more for Lingo News. So take care guys. Have a good one. Yo, what's up?
Thanks for watching our video, and if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, and watch our other videos.
Pick 'em right there.